Good evening. We begin with breaking news out of Detroit. That's where federal officials say a Nigerian man tried to blow up an airplane. The man was flying from Amsterdam to Detroit when he attempted to light a powdery substance. A spokesperson for Delta Airlines says the man was quickly subdued. 278 passengers were on board the flight. One person was taken to a nearby hospital with unknown injuries. The FBI now investigating. This is a story we will continue to follow. And we hope you enjoyed the holiday. Got some good presents under the tree. A few folks in our area did see a white Christmas, but all of us saw some rough weather. Cold rains, icy conditions across much of the area right now as some of you are getting ready to hit the road home. Let's check in with meteorologist Michelle Kennedy for the latest. Michelle?
News at 11.
Good evening, Merry Christmas, and thanks for joining us. A scary reminder tonight, the threats facing our country don't take holidays. U.S. officials say it was an attempted act of terrorism. A man with connections to Al-Qaeda tried to blow up a flight on its way to Detroit from Europe. Luckily, he failed. Leanne Gregg has the latest.
Relieved Passy News.
The suspect's name is Umar Farouk Abdul Muttalab. His name reportedly appeared in a database of possible terrorist suspects. The event is drawing comparisons to Richard Reed, the so-called shoe bomber. Reed was convicted of terrorism after trying to light explosives in his shoes on board an American Airlines flight from Paris to Miami Christmas week 8 years ago. Of course, the terrorism case out of Detroit, not the only story we are following tonight. Fairly miserable weather day all around the Triad. Winter weather and flooding continue all across the area. So let us check in right now with Michelle Kennedy in the Weather Center. Michelle?
Well, we do have plenty of fog out there right now, Craig. We are taking a look on our weather cam. You cannot see downtown. You see tomorrow morning. We're going to break it down for you a little bit more coming up.
Thank you, Michelle. And those storms you are talking about mean many in the area will need to rethink their travel plans on this holiday weekend. Wet roads could turn icy. Our Preeti Arlett joins us live from Winston-Salem. Preeti?
Well, Craig, the roads seem fine. The XII 12 News. Craig, back to you.
Thank you so much, Preeti, live in Winston-Salem. Other parts of the country have had an even tougher time with weather than we have this Christmas Day. A winter storm dumped a record-setting amount of snow in Oklahoma, about 14 inches. It also knocked out power to almost 10,000 homes and businesses. Major interstates in and out of Oklahoma City shut down. Many drivers just abandoned their cars. The streets all over the Triad pretty quiet on Christmas night. Stores and restaurants closed for the most part. Most people spending time inside with friends and family. But some folks ventured out to a particular restaurant to support the family of Mickey Hutchins, the Winston-Salem police officer who died in the line of duty earlier this year. The hope? A little generosity can lift that family's spirits. The open sign is wonderful, wonderful thing. Sergeant Mickey Hutchins was shot October 7th responding to a domestic violence call in Winston-Salem. Sergeant Hutchins died several days later from his injuries. Police say Monte Evans shot Hutchins. Evans was shot and killed by Officer Daniel Clark, who was also wounded. Coming up, the gift one Triad family is giving to the community that you cannot wrap in a box. Plus, if you're looking to lose some weight at the start of the new year, there's one plan that's catching the attention of a North Carolina congressman. So much of the focus leading up to Christmas is on shopping, spending, gift giving. We spoke with one family whose gift you cannot find under a Christmas tree. This is a gift. A gift Larry and Rachel Charpier give the community every Christmas season.
Get a lot of nice comments and being able to walk through, and it just brings a lot of joy to children and adults alike, and that's what makes it worthwhile.
The lights are shining in Pilot Mountain for the 5th year. But it's been 43 years since the Charpiers started putting up displays when they lived in Florida. The exhibit grows every year. This year, over 100,000 bulbs light up the night.
Make sure it's something she wants.
Talking deer.
I'm offering this simple phrase.
Talking trees.
My reindeer flew faster as I shouted their name.
Talking Santas. The kids who came out on Christmas Eve were impressed.
It was like a real winter wonderland. It's really fun. Whoever made the lights did a really good job on it.
Whoever made it, I kind of like what they did.
The children also realized this magnificent light show isn't easy to bring to life.
No, I can't believe it must be a week's work. I think it took them like all day almost.
So this here is our Florida Christmas.
It actually takes about 3 months for the Sharpies, with only one helper, to turn their property into this multicolored magic spot. And the lights are so bright, Santa himself took time out of his busy schedule.
Yeah, I seen all this beautiful scenery here, and I thought I'd just stop by and check it out.
This gift of lights is a labor of love. Charpier says he loves watching the smiles on people's faces, and he got one special message of thanks from a woman earlier this month.
She had a death. Her mother just passed away at Thanksgiving, and she didn't want to get out. She was depressed, but she got out. Somebody brought her down here, and she said it just made her feel so much better to be able to see the display. And
truly an amazing display. The Charpiers say their monthly electric bill from the display, about $1,700. The lights will be on display until the first week in January. Raise your hand if you're thinking about trying to lose some of the weight you packed on during the holidays. So many workout plans to try, but there's one in particular that's getting a lot of attention in an unusual place, the U.S. Congress. Our Washington correspondent Nicole Killian explains.
This is the
I'm Nicole Killian.
Tony says he hopes to do more Washington workouts in the coming months. He also tells us he hopes to expand his program to members of the U.S. military. Politicians, Democrats, Republicans, they can't agree on anything. At least they can agree they need to get in better shape.
Yeah, nice bipartisan
we have
there.
something. We have something. Yeah.
Nice to see that at least. You know, a lot of folks today dealing with ice out west and soggy conditions out east, but it could have been worse. We could have been dealing with, 5 feet of snow. Let's hopefully see